Welcome to the BISP solution. So, our today's topic is contingent consideration in statement of financial position. What does contingent consideration means? It is the amount of consideration to be paid by an acquirer to the acquiree in a business combination which is dependent on some future event such as the financial performance of the acquiree. That means contingent consideration is the consideration which is dependent on some future uncertain event which may or may not happen. It is recognized either as an equity or a liability. The acquiring company either transfers the cash to the target company or issued the shares to the shareholders of the target company. In most cases, the purchase consideration is fixed in terms of sum of cash transferred or the number of shares allotted. However, some other cases, a portion of the total consideration is linked to a future event or future value of a benchmark. Then such portion of the consideration is called the contingent consideration. That means acquiring company, that means a purchaser pays the when it pays the consideration to the transferee company, either pays in the form of cash or it issues its shares to the shareholders of the transferee company. But apart from that, if it also they also agree to pay some portion or a portion of the total consideration to the transferee company, depending on some future uncertain event, then that portion of consideration is the contingent consideration. Here are some examples, like what conditions need to be seen for paying the contingent consideration. Okay, lawsuit, product warranty, bank guarantee, changes in the foreign exchange, change of the government policies, liquidate damages, pending investigation or pending cases, etc. So these are some examples of the contingent consideration. Now we'll see the accounting for contingent consideration. Contingent consideration must be recorded on the acquisition date at its fair value, either as an equity or as a liability. That means it is recorded on the acquisition date at the fair value. What will be the fair value of the contingent consideration? We record that only on the acquisition date. It will be recorded either as an equity when equity will it is recorded as an equity when it is expected to be settled in a fixed number of shares. Like if the purchaser company will pay a fixed number of shares, then we record it as an equity. Otherwise, we always record it as a financial liability. Contingent consideration, recognized as a liability, is periodically adjusted to its updated fair value, and the associated gain or loss is recognized in income. But the contingent consideration recognized as an equity, then it is not adjusted for the changes in fair value. For example, suppose the contingent consideration is rupees 1 lakh and the fair value of that is rupees 50,000. So if we recognize it as a liability, then we always adjust it to its updated fair value. That means we do not record it as 1 lakh, we record it as 50,000. That is what is the fair value of the consideration. We record that amount. We record that amount as a contingent consideration. That is, we'll record it as 50,000, and the remaining difference, that is associated gain on loss, we'll recognize in income. That is, remaining 1 lakh minus 50,000 equals to 50,000. We'll adjust that amount in the income or the reserves and surplus had. But if it is recognized as an equity, then it will not be adjusted for the changes in fair value. Means what will be the value of the contingent consideration, we'll take that amount only. Contingent consideration should not itself be recognized in the statement of financial position if there are less than 50% chance of occurring. A contingent liability should be disclosed only under the notes to the financial statement. That means if there are less than 50% chance of occurring of that liability, then it should not be recognized as a liability in the statement of financial position. It should be disclosed under notes to financial statement. Now we'll see the journal entry. Suppose the company ABC Limited has an outstanding lawsuit which is likely that it will lose with the amount that it can be reasonably expected to be 25,000. That means there's one ABC company, there's one outstanding lawsuit. That means a case is pending in the court which is likely that they will lose the case, and that will amount to rupees $25,000. In this case, means there are more chances of losing. So in this case, the company should needs to recognize the expense immediately and contingent liability immediately by making this journal entry: loss from lawsuit account debit, that is expense account debit, to lawsuit payable account, that is liability account, $25,000. Here, we'll debit the expense account and credit the contingent liability account. This journal entry is to show that when there is a probability of future cost which can be reasonably be expected, then a company needs to recognize and record it as an expense immediately. So, by nature, we came to know that contingent liability are uncertain, and for business, these are the future expenses or outflows that might occur. So, by providing for contingent liability, it gives an opportunity for the business to assess and be prepared for the situation. Okay, now we'll see one example. There's one company called Ace Limited. It's a spare part manufacturer. It's located in Mumbai. The one of the customer has filed the legal claim against the company for delivering the product which was defective. Initially, the customer, they reported it to the company, but the company has refused the claim. Then afterwards, they filed a legal claim against them. Now we'll analyze the situation. There's a present obligation as a result of past event. What is a present obligation? Present obligation is the legal claim which is filed by their customer, and what is as a result of past event. What is the past event? That they had delivered the defective product to the customer. Okay, here instead of providing for damages in the financial statement, Ace Limited should disclose it by way of notes to the financial statement, because there are 50-50% or less than 50% chance uh, of losing the case. So the reason is that the future occurrence of an event may or may not turn into a liability. So we'll record it as a contingent liability in a notes to the financial statement. It is likely that an outflow of resources, including the economic benefits, will be required to settle the obligations. So to summarize, providing for contingent liability will help the business to track the future obligation owing to past events, assess the outflow of resources required, and the estimated amount when the obligation materializes. Now, we'll see this scenario through an Excel example. Here's a big limited, which is the purchaser, and there's a small limited, which is our subsidiary company. These are their separate financial statements: inventories, trade receivables, cash and bank, equipments, liability side, share capital, retained earnings, trade payable. Additional information is Big Limited is a purchaser who acquired shares in Small Limited of 45,000 shares it has acquired, and how it is paying the constitution: by paying 1 lakh in cash, issuing 12,000 shares, its equity shares at rupees 30. Okay, in case Small Limited performs beyond certain limits, then additional consideration it will be paid at the end of 1 year for rupees 2,50,000. This is the case of contingent consideration, means it will perform beyond certain limit, then only we'll pay them. And the fair value of that consideration is 1,50,000. So fair value of share of Small Limited, that is the fair value of share of subsidiary company, is rupees 16. Okay, means face value is 10, but the fair value of that is 16. Okay, so now first we'll calculate the consideration or the percentage of holding, because we are not being given directly the percentage of holding. We are given that we are acquiring the 45,000 shares. Okay, so how many total number of shares are there? See, 6 lakh is their share capital, 10 is the face value, so 6 lakh divided by 10 is 60,000 number of shares. 60,000 shares. Now Big Limited acquired 45,000 shares, so percentage of holding is 45,000 divided by 60,000 into 100 is 75% is our holding percentage, so minority percent is 25%. And if minority percent is 25%, so what will be the in terms of shares? See, 60,000 shares are there, 45,000 we are holding, so remaining 50,000 will be held by the minority, or we can directly do 60,000 to 25% is 15,000 shares. And their face value is fair value is rupees 16, so 15,000 into 16 is 2,40,000 is our non-controlling interest. 2,40,000 directly. Okay, now we'll calculate the consideration which we are paying to them. Okay, so we are paying them 1 lakh rupees cash. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees cash, and by issuing 12,000 equity shares at 30, so share capital will be raised. Share capital is 12,000 into 10 is the face value. Okay, we always consider the face value in share capital account, and remaining we are issuing, that is the difference is 20, so it is a security premium. So 12,000 into 20 is 2 lakh 40,000 security premium. So total consideration on investment we can say 4,60,000. Okay, apart from this 460, it will pay additional consideration of 2,50,000 after 1 year. Okay, if it performs beyond certain limit. So we always treat it as a contingent consideration, and we'll provide for this figure. So now we'll see the calculation of the goodwill. Investment amount we have already calculated is the 4,60,000. Okay, 4,60,000. Add We'll add the contingent consideration, because this will also get added in the investment amount, because somehow we will be paying them. But I have shown you in the PPT slide, we if we are paying them as a liability, if you're taking it as a liability, then we'll add the fair value of this, that is the 1,50,000. So we'll add 1,50,000 contingent consideration. Now what we used to do to calculate the goodwill, investment less net assets, so less share capital versus share capital. Net assets are 6 lakh plus 4 lakh. Okay, these are the net assets which we are getting, so we'll reduce the 10 lakh amount, and we'll add the NCI which we have already calculated, 2 lakh 40,000. So we'll just add up this 2 lakh 40,000 amount here. Okay, so our capital reserve comes to 1,50,000. It comes capital reserves under reserves and surplus head only. So now we'll calculate the retained earnings or reserves and surplus. These are both are the same. So we'll calculate now the retained earnings. Okay, retained earnings of the holding company is 7 lakh rupees. See, retained earnings of the holding is 7 lakh rupees. We have already calculated this capital reserve. It also comes in the retained earning. So we'll add back. Sorry, we'll add that. Okay, capital reserve less contingent consideration. See, I have already told you this amount, that provision for difference amount, it always treated in the PNL. Like after 1 year, we'll be paying 250, fair value is 150. So 1 lakh is a provision for contingent consideration. So I'll reduce that amount from the retained earnings itself. And security premium also comes, that is 2 lakh 40, also comes in the retained earnings side. So we all will add up this retained earnings of holding plus capital reserve plus security premium less contingent consideration. Okay, that is 7 lakh plus 1,50,000 plus 2,40,000 minus 1 lakh. So it comes to 990. So 990 is our retained earning. Okay, so we have seen all the calculation. Now come to, we'll prepare the consolidated statement of financial position. Our step one is that we will combine it. Okay, we'll combine all the figures. 1,50,000 plus 2 lakh, 2 lakh plus 50,000, similarly 15 lakh plus 10 lakh. Okay, here also we'll do the same. First step is we always combine both the financial statement. 4 lakh plus 5 lakh. Now our second step is eliminate. If there is a investment must, if it was given here, so we'll eliminate that, and we eliminate the share capital of the subsidiary, that is 6 lakh. So we have eliminated the share capital of subsidiary. Now 3,50,000 will come as it is. Trade receivables 2,50,000 we have already added, so it will come as it is. This is the cash balance 5 lakh. Now we will reduce 1 lakh from it, because we are paying 1 lakh as a cash consideration to them. See, 1 lakh. So 1 lakh will be reduced from our cash. It comes to 4 lakh. Okay, 25 lakh, 25 lakh equipments. It will come as it is. So our total asset side is 35 lakhs. Similarly, liability side, share capital 16 lakh. Okay, it minus eliminate side 6 lakh plus The share capital which we have issued, it will increase our share capital, so that is 1,20,000. We'll add up this 11,20,000. Retained earning 990 comes from working note 9,90,000. Okay, 9,90,000. Non-controlling interest we have already calculated 2,40,000. See, 2,40,000 will come here. Now, liability for contingent consideration, that is 2,50,000. What is actual liability? We consider that only. Okay, now trade payable, we'll just add 4 lakh plus 5 lakh, 9 lakh. So total of liability side is also 35 lakh. So our balance sheet is tallied. This is how the adjustment of contingent consideration is done. Thank you.